In his last few months in office, Barack Obama worked to improve relations with Cuba. He lifted travel restrictions to the island, gave the go-ahead for increased trade, and symbolically restored full diplomatic relations. Cuba once more had a US embassy. After 60 years of sanctions and isolation, he said it was time to try something different. Different president, different approach. Donald Trump's national security advisor was in Miami to address a group of exiled Cubans. John Bolton announced new economic sanctions on the Cuban military and intelligence services and restrictions on the amount of money that can be sent to relatives in Cuba. Then he brought the crowd to its feet with this.
The Department of the Treasury will implement further regulatory changes to restrict non-family travel to Cuba, or in other words, these new measures will help steer American dollars away from the Cuban regime or its military and security services who control the tourism industry in Cuba.
The announcement came just hours after US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo cleared the way for US citizens to sue foreign businesses if they're using property in Cuba that was seized during the 1959 revolution.
Cuba's most prominent export these days is not cigars or rum, it's oppression. Détente with the regime has failed.
Spain is among the countries that has invested billions in Cuba, and the EU is warning this could create a huge international dispute.
In the end, I think this is bad for everyone. It's a lose-lose. That is why the European Union has sent a letter this week to Secretary of State Pompeo to ask that the best thing is to collaborate, respect the agreement.
John Bolton also announced fresh economic sanctions on both Venezuela and Nicaragua, all aimed at increasing pressure on three countries he has dubbed the Troika of tyranny. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera.